So, Erica, what did you think?
I think, to me, this is like a people versus principle thing. And to Al's point earlier about how a lot of people didn't seemingly have his back in the beginning, that was because it was more of a popularity contest than it was about the principle of what happened. Now, I look at this entire special, and as someone who has been on the receiving end of an assault, I empathize very much with Chris Rock in that dynamic. There's a lot of things that happen when you have been the survivor or victim, or however you want to refer to yourself, of an assault. But then when I'm listening to certain things, it's like there's a duality there, because did they actually say that the royal family was racist? Was it necessary to constantly call this woman over and over the B word?
So I want us to watch this video by the Daily Blast, where the speakers were sharing their thoughts and opinion about the whole Netflix special that was done by Chris Rock. So from time to time, I will interject with some few thoughts and opinions of mine. So let's watch.
It's been almost a year, and then finally we got to hear from Chris Rock about last year's Oscars when Will Smith smacked him on stage following a joke about Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Well, on Saturday night, Chris hit back in his live Netflix comedy special called Selective Outrage, and he definitely did not take the high road. He opened the show with a joke referencing the slap. Take a look.
You know what people say? They always say, words hurt. That's what they say. Gotta watch what you say, because words hurt. You know, anybody that says words hurt has never been punched in the face.
Chris ended the set specifically addressing the slap. He called Will Shug Smith, but said he is not a victim, and you will not see him sitting down with Oprah or Gayle crying. Chris then said Will's anger wasn't really about him. It was, quote unquote, selective outrage caused by his wife's entanglement with another man. Take a listen.
I didn't have any entanglements. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay?
Yeah, I know we've talked about this entanglement thing on this show like a lot. And the reason I think that we should talk about it more is that people must understand the kind of relationship that they can. I mean, everyone, right? Not just some people. This is like a general statement. And sometimes the relationship that you might have might be very, very difficult and complicated, because Will Smith, I believe, loves his wife and his family. In fact, I watched a roundtable talk that he did with his wife, Jada, where he said that divorce to him is like the final blow, right? There are people who do not want to get divorced. There are people who try their best to mend any broken thing in their lives. There are people who believe that divorce is like the last option, and except things have really gotten to an extent that they cannot be fixed, they will not even consider divorce. And that might be the reason why Will is trying to fix his marriage. That might have been the reason why Will is always trying to work on his marriage, is always trying to be a better person, which I do believe that most of us can understand. As humans that we are always trying, we are always thriving to be a better serve. But let's continue.
Wow. So what did you think of Chris's special and how he addressed the slap? Should he have taken the high road? Would you even say that this wasn't the high road? What would you say, Al?
I don't know if people go to comedy clubs to hear the high road. I think people go there to hear the truth. You take the high road if you're a politician or you work for some charitable organization. But I think that we all are, as human beings, curious to see how humanity interacts with each other one-on-one. And what happens, I think he went to great lengths to explain his relationship with why he liked Will Smith, because he knew he was about to say what he was going to say. And relationships are never that easy. Like, he just walked up and slapped me. There's history there. There's feelings there. There's emotion there. And I know people didn't always like the language that he used, but it's not that easy after you've been assaulted and humiliated on an international stage to be preserved by the internet in time forever, in every GIF, every joke, every meme, for the rest of your life, by somebody that you really adored.
You realize that before someone goes after you, before they go criticizing you, they first make a positive remark about you, right? It's like this. I love this dude, I really revered him, or I like what he does, and I think he is great. Then, but yeah. So it's like they give you a positive view. They put you in a very positive way, and then they drop the hammer. And it's the same thing that Chris Rock did. He praised Will Smith. He shared some personal and emotional moments about Will Smith, how he shared with Smith, how he was always rooting for Will. Most people had Chris Rock's back. Most people came out and blasted Will Smith. But the thing is, like, Will has a lot of friends, and his friends were empathetic towards him. And I know some of his friends might have called him in private to like say, "Oh, dude, no, what you did was wrong. Please apologize." Not everyone likes to say everything on air. Some people just think that it will be most effective if they talk to the person in private. And people were really, really sympathetic or empathetic with Chris. And even to date, everyone appreciates him for the way he handled this whole situation. So I do not believe that people didn't have his back, or few people had. I think many, many people were on Chris's side than Will's side.
I want to talk about some other things. In fact, we're going to get to Meghan Markle because I wanted to hear Erica's take on it. So let's talk about some of the other things that Chris tackled in his set. So to that point, he did touch on Meghan Markle and her sit-down interview she and Harry did with Oprah. In the interview, you might remember Meghan accused the royal family of racism for concerns about her son's skin color. Now, Chris disagreed with that label. So, Erica, what did you think?
I think, to me, this is like a people versus principle thing. And to Al's point earlier about how a lot of people didn't seemingly have his back in the beginning, that was because it was more of a popularity contest than it was about the principle of what happened. Now, I look at this entire special, and as someone who has been on the receiving end of an assault, I empathize very much with Chris Rock in that dynamic. There's a lot of things that happen when you have been the survivor or victim, or however you want to refer to yourself, of an assault. But then when I'm listening to certain things, it's like there's a duality there, because did they actually say that the royal family was racist? Was it necessary to constantly call this woman over and over the B word?
I understand that Chris is doing a comedy, and his whole job is to make people laugh. I get that, right? I get that. But everything is judged with intention. Yeah. People say and do things with motives, right? They have a reason for saying what they want to say or doing what they are doing. And from the way someone said something, from their intention, you will understand if those people are really coming after you or they are just saying words. There are many N words that a black person can use for a fellow black person. But if a white person uses that same N word, it will be a big problem. There are many things that I can say to someone in my own family that people from outside cannot say it, because everything depends on circumstances and subtext. So Meghan saying this might have been all justifiable. I understand many people might just feel that Meghan is just being a crybaby, but I believe that she has her reason for doing what she is doing. And most of the time, like I have said, we might not appreciate it, we might not like it, but she has her reasons for doing what she is doing. And let all of us hope that whatever she is doing serves her well. Whatever she is doing doesn't come to bite her. Whatever she is doing, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, she can look at herself and say, wow, I did great for myself. And she will not have any regrets in the future. So let's continue.
Like, those are things that I have visceral reactions to. That being said, I thought that it was masterfully done and it was brilliantly done. And in terms of taking your power back, I don't know if there was a better way to do that. But I do think I can understand why people are having complicated feelings about the work of art as a whole, but it's also art. So it's meant to be subjective.
There is a friend that is also an artist who is trying his best to do his art. And instead of people appreciating him, they are there condemning him, And sometimes I understand, I understand why they are doing all that, Like she said, art is very subjective and people take it in different ways. Some people will like what you say and others will bash at you. It will not matter what you do or say. Some people will not like your art, and that is just the way it is. Some people will say, well, you did great. Others will be like, nah, we didn't see anything you've done. We didn't see anything you do. All what you've done was just create more problems. And I think it's okay. People have the right to like what they want to like and to dislike what they want to dislike. If you think someone was funny, good and fine. If you think they were not funny, well, good and fine. I know sometimes people are surprised about me, the way I look at things, because I think that everyone should have the will to do what they want to do. When I mean do, I mean not like hurting other people, but I mean like living their lives, liking what they like and disliking what they dislike. Going about with their lives and just doing the things that make them happy. But you guys out there, what is your take about this whole situation? If you were the one who was being slapped by Will Smith, what would you have done? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, please do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because little bit of good we, like the one you have just done, help us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.